going to see if we're recording. And it's flashing. Okay, I think we're going. So I am so excited today to do a video with my friend Mindy Lopez. So Mindy, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for inviting me.
So normally we do Instagram Live, but we are going to try to do this on Zoom and do a recording. So we're testing out something a little different. So work with us if there's any bugs. But before we get going, we're going to pick a card to just put a little wisdom into it's a beautiful deck. So I'm just going to hold them out here. And then you tell me when you're ready and I'll just grab one and see what it is. So you just tell me when.
Now.
Okay. The card. Oh, it's a card of friendship. Can you see it?
Yep, friendship. I can see it. Perfect.
It says nurture your relationship. So let me just pull it up and read it quick. The value of friendship is expressed by mutual understanding, compassion, and the ability to comfort each other for emotional support. Friends enjoy each other and trust one another. You may find that at this time you are being asked to assist a friend, or you will be making new friends. To be the best friend ever, give some thought to how to enhance your relationships. Friendship is graciously given and lovingly accepted. Mantra: I love and appreciate my friends.
Well, this is very interesting because actually last night I made a post on, I'm not sure which one I was responding to you, and it was funny how our journeys, we didn't really know each other before working together for 20 some years, and then we were both let go, I want to say, around the same time because of downsizing. And then we came back a year ago in November, and instantly we developed the relationship. And you were talking about the book, and then we went through some rough times, and then was let go, or our contract ended at the beginning of April. But we've maintained this friendship, and we had so many commonalities, and it's kind of neat how we made new friends. And then because of this, we're both making new friends with the new connections. So it's very interesting.
Fascinating. And also, like, I feel like my appreciation for you has just continued to grow since that first interaction, and like just knowing what we've both experienced in some of the tumultuous times, personally and professionally, and now having each other's backs and looking out for each other as we're launching our businesses. That's so perfect.
And it's really neat about friendship is that you find that people have the commonalities that you would never think you had the same challenges or are on the same journey and transition, and how you can help each other. So friendship, I do agree, and keep your friends close and, rely on them when you need to. So Amen. I think it's really important.
Amen. All right. I'm holding this one out here for us then. So Mindy, for everybody who's watching, can you share a little bit about what it is that you do in your business, which is called You Do You Naturally by Design?
So what I do is, I call it natural healing, but it's actually energy healing. But I'm Reiki 2 practitioner, Theta healing practitioner, and then also I work with crystals and spiritual healing. And what it is we take the natural energy that is within each of us, and I act as a conduit, and we can heal with both emotional things, mental things, physical healing. And we take that energy and we reprocess it to balance your chakras and then help you to heal with any belief systems that you may have.
So that is really fascinating. Is it something that you've always been interested in, or is it something in the last couple of years, or how did this come up for you?
Well, it's been all my life, but I really wasn't serious about it till it started in 2010 when I lost my aunt, and I realized she was next to me and that she was coaching me along. And I would ignore any signs before that, or I was afraid that I was maybe hearing things or people wouldn't believe me. And then I really realized that she never really left, that she's right by my side. And then I also have 2 sisters that do Reiki. And so I had Reiki done on me before, and I thought, maybe there's more to this. And it wasn't that I didn't believe it. I just wasn't confident in it. So that's really what started my journey. And then I went through some life coaching when I was in San Antonio, Texas, which it really came out that I did have this energy and natural healing within me.
That's so awesome, isn't it? Like when we start to actually validate our gifts and validate our talents, or be surrounded with people who accept and celebrate it instead of telling you to be or do something different. When you get celebrated for what those talents are, it's like they blossom, like they magically sort of grow, and more doors seem to open in front of you.
Right. Well, and the funny thing about Reiki is, and I did put this site on my Facebook page, or this story, was that back in around 2003 to 2006, I had several surgeries. And it was actually when my youngest sister started doing Reiki on me on a regular basis. And I blamed her. I would say, every time you do Reiki, something came up. And she would explain to me, it's not that the Reiki made it happen. It was already in your body and you needed to be healed. And after 2006, I had 6 surgeries within those 3 years. One was major, the other ones were just things just kept coming out. And I said to her, it took me a while, but I realized, yes, I may not have gotten healed, or I would have worse problems later on. So it really did help me to expedite that healing physically.
I've had some really interesting Reiki experiences, and my first Reiki experience was this last summer when I had COVID, and one of my friends is a spiritual coach, and she is a healer also, and she offered to do long distance Reiki for me. And when I was laying down, she told me just like lay down around 2 o'clock, and I had COVID, I was tired, I was kind of falling asleep in and out, but then all of a sudden I was like, I can feel this heat. I can feel it in like the pins and needles. I feel it in my forehead. I feel it in my shoulder. Like, it was just fascinating to me. And then when at about 2:30, without knowing, I just sat up and I was like, oh, that's it. Like, we're done now. And I got a text message that said, I just finished up, have a drink of water. Like that whole experience. So then, just a couple of weeks ago, you did Reiki for me, which was really, really fascinating, because it was that same familiar pins and needles feeling as things started to move and shift. And you, through your healing, really kind of moved me into a very significant emotional state that caused release also. So maybe just share a little bit about that from your perspective.
Yeah, a lot of people wonder how we can do it distance, but it's very interesting. So I'm going to talk both about Theta and Reiki, because to me, they work together. Now, they're 2 different modalities, but because I am Reiki, a practitioner, it kind of comes in together. But what it is we are able to lock our energy just by a picture. We are able to connect with you through the mind and through your energy. So whereas I know you, so it was a little quicker to connect with you. But it's just very interesting with distance Reiki. And what we do is like I said, we connect with your energy, and then we're able to feel as if we're right there and our hands are on you. So it's a kind of a hard concept for people to understand until you have it done. Like you said, distant, wise. So I've had people where I've known for years, and I start to do Reiki, and it takes them a little bit of a time to connect. So we'll do a meditation to get them to relax, because the other thing is you have to be open to receive that healing also. So if you aren't really sure, what I'll generally do is a meditation with you to get you relaxed, and then I'll go into your energy field. And that's the same with Theta, where it's more of a belief system, but we still do a meditation, and we go into your mind in this Theta state of mind, and we heal your beliefs. So it's very interesting. Distance healing does work, but I always like to be hands-on, actually. But with COVID, we can't right now.
Yeah. It was interesting because after, just from, again, that personal experience, some of the things that we talked about were about using your voice, and about the confidence to share truth and use your voice. And it was so, it was just uncanny that right after we did that, then I had received some messages that were all about, thank you for using your voice. And thank you for inspiring me to stand in my truth. And I just was like, oh my gosh, this is those same maybe energetic blocks that I was starting to feel like, am I confident enough to do this? Can I be out here and do this on my own journey? And you, with the healing, were like, yes, this is the right path, and talking through all of that. And then to get those messages within a 24-hour period was just like, okay, all of this makes sense. All of this is coming together. So it's just amazing, really amazing.
It is. And I think that's what's hard for people to understand, is how do you do it? And until you experience it, Like I said, I'm the conduit for a lot of that energy. But yeah, you and I are friends. So some people may say, well, you probably know. No, I didn't know exactly what was going on in your mind that day. We signed on. I went into your energy field, got your permission, and just started feeling. And in certain areas, I could feel more tenseness or more heat or more cold. And then based off of that, I went into, to ask you questions and came out with what I came up with, which aligned with, like you said, speak your truth. Sometimes I do feel, some people ask, well, do you feel it? Sometimes I do. I get, kind of my throat gets tight or I get a little dizzy or things like that. It's very interesting, but I speak only what comes to me from intuition. Now, yes, so if I do Reiki on my family members, I say, well, I'm your mom or I'm your sister. So I take a little more time. But that doesn't mean I know everything about the people I'm working on.
Right. Oh,
So
fascinating. So, okay. So for people who are interested, I mean, 2020 has been quite a year. Let's just be honest. It's been a crazy traumatic year for a lot of reasons for a lot of people. And so I really believe that there are many who are interested in testing out Reiki or testing out Theta, in order to kind of step into what 2021 is, heal their past, live in the present, and start looking to the future. So with that in mind, I mean, there's lots of things for that, but this is a really kind of a special gift and almost, it's a great gift like for yourself. It's a great gift for others. I mean, we're in the holiday season. This is something to really think about as far as an experience. So if people wanted to reach out to you to either learn more about it or to schedule a session with you, what would they do?
well, they can go to my site on youdoyounaturally.com or my Facebook page, which is You Do Naturally, you by design, I'm sorry. And then what you can do is you can sign up on my webpage for a half-hour session, and it would be free. And that way we can sit down and talk about really what your goals are, what you can ask me any questions that you have, and we can talk about what I can do for you. And then we can go from there to schedule a session. I will have specials for new clients, signing up 15% off. We can talk about what kind of crystals might help you. And I also do work on animals. So I have a lot of experience with dogs and horses. So keep that in mind. And cats, I do have one cat that I've worked on quite a bit. So the best thing is to sign up for both my webpage and also my Facebook page.
Okay, awesome. So is there anything else that you would like to share before we sign off? Anything at all?
Yes, just real quick, I'd like to say to end the year and start 2021, I would highly suggest doing meditations and really grounding yourself during that time. And when I say grounding yourself, you might want to find something, a place or something that you remember just to keep in your mind. And when you're feeling stressed, go to that place. And there's also some crystals I would recommend. Like there's black tourmaline, which is a great grounding stone. There is rose quartz, which is calming and love, because I know right now sometimes I just feel angry. There is also,
My rose quartz stays with me all the time. Right here it is.
yep, hold on to it in your hand, and then amethyst, and then there's also celestite. So on my Facebook page, I'm going to start going in this week as to talking about certain crystals that will help you through this time, places that I go to, and how to ground yourself. So if you sign up, you can be part of all these lives. So it would be great to hear from you all.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for spending the time today. I appreciate it. And
Okay.
everybody who's seeing this, I would definitely reach out to Mindy on her website or on her Facebook page, get added so you can have the tips for healing your past and living more fully in your present. So thank you, Mindy.
Thank you.
And we'll turn it off.